Good afternoon, good evening. How are
Hello,
everybody? I know
humans.
that was
Why
not
did
good
use the
English,
wrong
but that's
hand?
okay.
Struggling over here.
I know with the English and everything, right? It was absolutely horrible. But everybody, welcome. My name is Holly,
And
and
I'm
she's Fatu.
Fatu. Sorry, y'all. Hello,
No, it's
humans.
it's it's okay. And we like to welcome you guys to a Morning Mimosa special. But as you guys know, we put value in criminal justice, promoting healing and education for our Black community. And as you guys heard, I just said a special, right? Um, and I'm really, really honored to be speaking with um, this festival that takes place here in Colorado. But before we get into all of that great stuff, we're actually going to welcome our new co host, Miss Lily. But we're going to do this for her first. Hey, Boo, let's welcome her to Morning Mimosas.
Hey y'all.
Hey, hey, hey. Welcome aboard.
Hello, I'm Lily B. I'll be your co-host on Morning Mimosas. It's really exciting to be here. I cannot wait for every Saturday to talk about what really matters in our community. But to introduce myself to y'all, I am an esthetician, a healer, and so much more. I'm also a mortuary transport manager, which people, that sets me aside and different from everybody else. But I love what I do.
love
I'm
it.
excited.
I love it too.
I'm excited to be with y'all and your beautiful faces as well. So this is something new to me. Like I told everyone, this is my first time on a podcast. I'm really excited to be here. But a little bit about my business. I'm an esthetician, healer, transport manager, like I said. I established Be Divine in April of this year. It all started with a dream where it turned into my reality, which is really exciting. I'll be moving into my own place on June 17th, where I'll be offering skincare services, healing,
Boom.
yoni steaming. So come see me. You can visit me at bedivine.love and for booking and information. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. But most of all, I'm most excited to be here on Morning Mimosas and talk about what matters most in our community. So thank you for having me and thanks for tuning in today, y'all. So namaste.
Hey, say the name again because
Be
it's the bar.
divine.
Be divine.
And be divine really means my motto is be divine, be you. I want you to be not holy, but spiritual. Be yourself and feel yourself always, but always be divine and be you at the same time. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says. So it's really just,
I like that.
yes.
I love that about her. She
Mm.
is absolutely amazing. So we actually have one more guest, and I'm actually going to do the hey, welcome again for her. She is speaking on behalf of the Black Arts Festival here in Colorado, Miss Jaleesa McIntosh. So let's give her this welcome first. Perfect. Let's welcome her to Morning Mimosas, everybody.
Hey.
Hello, everyone. How are
Okay.
you? Thank you so much for having me today. I really appreciate it. I'm excited to share a little bit about the festival, some of its history, who I am, how I came to be with the festival, and then just a few things to expect this year. And then any questions that come up, happy to answer and to discuss with you. So thank you for having me today.
Thank you so much for being here.
Welcome.
Welcome. So before we actually get into anything, I'm actually going to share a video that I found on TikTok of this festival from last year. So I'm actually going to go ahead and share that now. And I apologize if there's any lagging.
Oh, wow. Creatives out here.
So that was just a little something that I found. It's just a little short video that I found of the festival from last year. So
That is really nice.
Yeah.
yeah, I love that.
I'm
It's
shocked. I'm like,
absolutely
was I there?
That was heartwarming. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Oh, I am too. It's going to be an amazing event. Well, actually, let's start off and talk about the logistics coordinator behind it all, Miss Jaleesa. Can you go ahead and start off by telling people about yourself?
Yeah, sure thing. So, obviously, I'm Jaleesa. I am a native of Colorado. I was born and raised in Park Hill. I am a mother. I work full time at the University of Denver. I plan events, and I'm also completing my master's in August, toot, toot, in organizational leadership with a focus on leadership development. Super excited to see where that degree will take me on the strategic realm of leading organizations and maybe even some board development and nonprofit. So that's kind of a little bit about me. I came to be with this festival, I think it's about 8 years or so back. I was working in Denver City Park as the event facilitator, and I wanted to see this festival succeed. I grew up with this festival since I was younger, back in the 90s, seeing it from the large crowds, the parades, the art, the people. And they moved to City Park and just, normal event challenges, right? And as a facilitator at the time under the city, I really wanted to see the festival excel. So I was there nearly every day. And one particular day I was at a gate, kind of holding down the gate because there were some challenges with entry and exits. And one of the leadership came over, who is one of my dear and best friends today, at the time, 8 years ago, Dana. And we just started connecting. I don't know what it was. We sat on that gate, I would say probably like 2 to 3 hours and just talked. And I think till this day, we still just talk for about 2 hours. And she's became one of the best people to me and inspiring people that, one, allowed me to stay connected with this festival. And then everything that I've learned over the years since inspired me, even over COVID, to get a degree in organizational leadership and leadership development. Because working from the inside out, you see a lot of things in organizations and you wonder about change. You wonder about sustainment. You wonder about growth, especially in this environment now in Denver where our demographic with people of color has dispersed. So how do we sustain in something like that? And so that moment, I think, was forever kind of woven into my history with the festival. And I think it was almost fate at that point, meeting at that gate at that time. And so now I'm here, happily talking to you guys about the festival, and sharing my story in hopes that it can inspire more people to volunteer to keep this event going for 37 more years to come, or just finding some sort of passion in growth and leadership with the festival. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's nice. From not being there with you all, me being intrigued is that it's in a Black festival and not knowing how big or how small that's going to be. I was going to ask you, how long has the festival been going on? And are the participants the same as far as vendors, or do you get a lot more each year? And how is the turnout with our people more so than anyone else?
Yeah, so a little bit about the history of the festival. The idea started in 1986. And so our founders, Oye Ayers and the late Perry Ayers, who just passed in March, came up with an idea to create a space. And most people call the festival an event. I call it a movement because it created a space for visual artists, dancers, creative minds that are of color, to be themselves and show unity, self-esteem, and pride in the culture that we bring to the Denver area at that time. In the 1980s, there wasn't really a space for people of color to create. And so our founders wanted to make that space. right? And so that's about a year later in 1987, that's when the first festival came to be in City Park at that time. And so fast forward now to 37 years later, we've seen a lot of growth, especially in the 90s. I mean, people were coming nationally. Vendors were coming from different states. People were coming from different states just to be here in this moment to just celebrate not just African American history, but at the African diaspora as well. Heavy in those roots. And so I would say in the 90s, we were probably easily hitting at least 50 to 60,000 people here at one time celebrating this cultural movement. And so, you know, as time goes on, demographics shift, people change. The festival has maintained a standard of how we celebrate Black culture in Denver. And I think that standard is what keeps people coming back. And that's that standard that I fully support, as well as the members of the organization as well. Of course, there are those challenges when areas gentrify. We lose our people, they disperse. And so I think that that's one of the challenges we have seen, or I have noticed, as far as how do we sustain in such a volatile environment where our people have been displaced from a lot of the communities they predominantly have lived in, which is Five Points, Park Hill, East Side. A lot of those names have kind of changed and transitioned, right? East Side is like Rhino District. 5 Points on Welton is still the name it is, but it's just a historic community. It's not listed as an African American historic community. So you miss all of that. And I think the purpose of the festival this year, which is why our theme is grounded in our roots, is to kind of bring that back from our founders' view and how we view what the festival is supposed to stand on this year. So, yeah, long-winded answer, but, you know, I think that that is super important information to know where we're at as far as transitioning and sustaining now for the festival.
Absolutely.
And a lot of our vendors, they are returning vendors. We are definitely working on expanding to get newer ones. We got some newer vendors that I'm super excited about this year as well, but I'm sure there's a question about that later on. But yeah, I'm super excited to share that.
Yeah, I imagine that the gentrification is by design, which is so unfortunate. But, you know, we as people are resilient anyway. So where we are, we will come.
Yeah, and you definitely see that in the gathering of the Black Arts Festival. I mean, the Juneteenth Music Festival has definitely taken off here as well, in how we just show up and support each other, even through the disbursement or the demographic changes, community changes. And, you know, not even just us, there have been people that have been very supportive that have moved into those neighborhoods that have showed up to experience just that to have that cultural experience. And that is a side that I can also appreciate as well. Yeah.
That's great.
Absolutely. So as I was doing some research, I saw that the festival's name was changed a few times. What was the final choice to make it the name that it is today?
So our official name is Colorado Celebration of African American Arts and Culture. It's a wonderful name. It's a beautiful name. It's a very long name. Right? So we then had to shorten it formally and just call it the Colorado Black Arts Festival. And it was Denver Black Arts Festival. It was Denver because at one point the focal point was just Denver, right? But like I said, we're everywhere. So then how do we embrace everyone and be welcoming of the people in Colorado Springs? I mean, Wyoming's in Wyoming, but it's Colorado. Go ahead and just add that in there. You know, we're in Wyoming. And so then it expanded to Colorado Black Arts Festival to just be more inclusive of the Black body here in the state, as opposed to just being in Denver.
Go ahead. Because I'm a fatty, what type of food do you guys have out there? That's a, you know.
That's important. That's a good question. So we can have barbecue. We have some African cuisine out there, which is really great. We have Jamaican food. Those are some of the range of vendors that we have. I know that some are returning this year. I'm looking forward to one of our vendors that will be doing a lot of New Orleans cuisine and bringing that up here to us. Super excited to have them there. They're a new vendor. So those are some of the range of food items that we have. And then we have, of course, snow cones. We have nachos, the normal novelties for people. If they're just like, don't want to go too deep into the cultural cuisine. They just have something simple, right? Those are usually the kids that are picky. But for the adults, there's a wide range to choose from.
That is awesome. So for those who are not too familiar, where will the festival take place and what will people expect mostly at the beginning part?
Yeah, so this year, so I'll start with location. The festival this year, and it has been in the last, I want to say maybe 9 or 10 years, has been in Denver City Park West. So that's going to be where the zoo, the museum area is, but we're on the west side, which is York and 17th. You can look up Historic East High School. We are right across the street from there, in that space. Our location is very unique because we are like dead smack in the middle of the city. And it provides an opportunity for anyone, any direction to come to come to the city's park during our event and enjoy the festivities. And there's plenty of parking. There's a lot of historic things to do in that park alone. Beautiful scenery. From the museum to the pavilion. So you can see a lot more than just the festival. If you're visiting from out of state, you can just enjoy walking around the park. There's a big lake, a historic lake. They used to do paddle boating and fireworks back in the day on that lake. So you get more than just the festival being in that park. We get to share a little bit of the history, especially with people visiting in town, because that's an attraction anyway. So it's super unique for us to be in that location with the festival.
Sounds like a perfect location, actually.
Yeah, it's great. And I'm like, I can't wait till we grow and take over the whole park.
What are some of the events that we can expect to occur during this movement, as you say?
Yeah, so we're very unique. We operate on 3 stages. We have a gospel stage, we have a main stage, and our Joda Village stage. Our Joda Village stage is our storytelling stage. This is the one where we bring more traditional African culture, storytelling, sharing, dance, music. Our smaller bands typically play on Joda Village stage. There are gospel stages on Sunday. That's ran by Miss Deborah, and she has a few acts coming in for that stage. I believe one of them is Terrell Martin in the C2 Mass Choir will be there, so that's amazing. And then, and Trey Grimes runs our Joda Village stage. So shout out to Trey. We miss him. And then Ron Ivory does our Kaumba stage, which is our main stage. And those are where we have more of our newer artists, live bands. All of our stages are pretty much live bands. We really want to stick to that tradition of live music and experiencing that as opposed to tracks. And so Kaumba is that stage. That's where we'll have our national act at for this year, which will be announced. So I'll probably give our shameless plug at the end to follow our social media handles to find out that information. So that's just one of the performance stages that we have. We also have the Opalonga D. Pugh Children's Pavilion, which allows for interaction with children to experience the arts and crafts. Beautiful pavilion. We have a few volunteers that come in and help the coordinator manage that with the children, and that runs all weekend long for the festival. And then we incorporated Health Highways a few years back because we do recognize that there is a gap in the health of Black Americans and Americans in the Black community regarding how we tend to our health. And so we added Health Highways just to incorporate, I feel like for me, saying it's okay to talk about health, and we're here, in any support or capacity. And so we have a lot of great health organizations coming in and tabling around that area or under that tent to be there to ask questions about health, mental health. We're trying to do mental health, art and healing, and what that looks like to heal mental health. So that's in the process as well. And I'm excited to see how that transpires this year and how we can continue to incorporate that into the festival throughout the year. We are reactivating our hair care, our natural hair care and beauty pavilion. And that ties into health and just Black culture in general, because as women and men, like, our hair and our crown is everything. And so how do we take care of that? What does that mean for our mental health? And so our healthcare pavilion, our hair and beauty pavilion will be ran by Curls on the Block this year by Annalise, and she's our coordinator over there. And so since this is a reactivation, I'm also super excited to see what's going to happen there and attracting people and just getting people to talk about Black hair and how beautiful it is, the effects of Black hair, and honestly, sometimes how mentally stressing Black hair can be for environments. And I think that's something that's not discussed, and so I'm interested to see how that all comes out later on through that pavilion.
I love that.
That is absolutely beautiful. I can't wait for that. Morning Mimosas will be in the building that Saturday, going live, and we're actually really excited to be doing that. So
yeah, it'll be great.
Be an amazing experience.
Yeah, and then on the art side, because we're an arts festival, we have a full artist row that'll have about 14 to 15 artists there, and I think the list is still growing, which is a beautiful thing. That will be sharing and expressing their art. I'm seeing someone from the festival. They're on this call right now. I'll get back to that comment. But the artists are exploring, sharing their art with us. And then we'll also have a beautiful art garden for the festival as well, where some of our featured artists, James Dixon and Autumn Thomas and Rob Hill, who have been amazing artists and contributors to the festival for the art garden this year. So super excited to display their work and for people to see it this year. So those are some of the elements. And then of course our marketplace, which just our vendors, small businesses coming in to share their arts and crafts, things they've made, created, or selling, traditional to festivals and things like that. So we have a lot happening. Certainly a lot you don't want to miss.
You're not going to.
And you're not going to.
Not going to.
So, yeah, we have a lot happening.
That's exciting.
I'm so excited. Oh,
it sounds amazing.
Like, come on, July.
Come on, July. Well, I'm like, yeah, come on, July, but just slow down, just a little.
Yeah, slow down, just
right. Just because the year's already like speeding by. So
I know. I'm like 3 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we're actually gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after this commercial break.
I'm Anjanette Sayers, the owner of Imuna Soaps and Essentials, a vegan and natural body care company. I believe that what you put on the outside of your body is just as important as what you put on the inside of your body. So that's why I use ingredients that are full of life and healing, just how God created them to be. Imuna is committed to promoting ethical and sustainable sourcing practices. I believe that supporting local suppliers aids in building community wealth, which could lead to a better future. Now, I know that as a single mom, one of the last things I want to have to worry about is the ingredients of the stuff that I'm putting on my kids. So that's why the mission of Imuna is to create a high-quality, trustworthy product that could improve the quality of all of our customers' skin. For more information, please feel free to visit our website at www.imunasoaps.com. That's www.emunahasoaps.com. Thank you.
Hey guys, thank you guys for tuning into Morning Mimosas. Today we are speaking with Miss Jaleesa, the logistics coordinator for the Colorado Black Arts Festival. We have been getting a lot of good information today, and I'm excited for the festival that's in 3 weeks, right?
Yes.
So it's getting here fast. It's getting here so quick. But I also wanted to ask a question about how can people participate outside of the yearly event? How can people participate?
That's a good question. I think we are in a phase where we want to expand the festival brand and not just show up once out of the year. The last few years, we started the history of African American music, where we basically ventured throughout the time each year and explored African American music in America. So that was one event. Another one is just community connection and involvement. We hosted an artist exhibition, our first one at Understudy downtown, which is with Denver Theater District, and that was a pretty cool partnership and one that is still established now. And I think as we grow and expand the festival brand from being just one thing we do out of the year to more of a yearly, monthly, quarterly event organization, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for people to be involved. I meet a lot of people out that are just super interested in just wanting to just volunteer. And so that engagement is super important. And then just building our planning committee base as well. Anyone that has great ideas, I'm happy to welcome, sit down with, talk with, and see what they have happening. I think our biggest focus and one of the focal points is just reconnecting and re-engaging our artists. We see a lot of new artists come through Denver, and I see the festival being that hub for those artists to share their art, especially with our community. We see a lot of them in a lot of the white spaces. And so how do we get them to come in our space? And I think that's going to come with a lot of reconnecting, re-engaging. Like I said, the demographics have changed, and finding those spaces where artists hang out and just kind of reconnecting in that front. So.
How can one donate to you, help you all reach your goals?
So we have, when you come to the festival, we do donations at the gate. That's one way to give. We have a giving platform right now in memory of Perry Ayers. That's another that can be found at cobaf.org if people wanted to give that way to keep the festival going. But pretty much a lot of our income comes from operating the festival day of, as well as community grants and sponsorships of people. So just connecting and engaging with people out in the community that support our mission and cause has been super helpful to keeping the festival going. But as far as community, if you just come to the festival, all that alone, you can donate and give. Our concessions, that's pretty much how we support and do our fundraising at the festival as well. So our lemonade stands, things like that, help support the festival.
Awesome.
What are the times for the festivals? Like, what time can people start to come, and what time do they absolutely have to be gone?
So the festival is July. I'll give the dates. It's July 7th through 9th. So that's Friday through Sunday. Friday is our Youth Fest Day, where our youth have the opportunity to share their talents and their skills. We also have youth entrepreneurs that will be there over the weekend. And so you have the ability to support them in their business and give them experience to sell their items, which is a dope idea, just having that opportunity. The Boys and Girls Club of Denver from Vickers will also be presenting an art piece from their students. So you'll see that on Friday throughout the weekend. Did I give the time already? Friday will be 1 to 8.
Okay.
Saturday on the 8th will be 11 to 8. And then Sunday will be 11 to 7. So we close about an hour early on Sunday, but it's still pretty jam-packed day on those days. And then Saturday, Brother Jeff, who is a community staple here in Denver, his cultural center will be hosting a celebration of the youth on Saturday too. Our founder, Perry Ayers, was a huge supporter of youth and youth growth, youth development in the arts. And so some of the programming will be surrounding the youth over the weekend too.
That is super dope.
Mm-hmm.
Get them engaged early so that later on, they're more productive in society and don't fall, susceptible to things that are not good for them.
Yeah. And it's
Agreed.
finding those interest points for them, and how can they express through art or through dance or just spoken word. Like, there's so many realms for a lot of our youth to express themselves, but then how do they get access to it and the opportunity to do it? And I think that we do allow for that opportunity this one time out of the year. I'm hoping it can be more, of course, as we grow our leadership base with the organization and supporting that vision too.
I absolutely love that. That is absolutely amazing. For those of you that are just tuning in, we are speaking with Jaleesa from the Colorado Black Arts Festival. We have been sitting here and having an amazing conversation. We cannot wait. She just stated that the dates for this will be Friday through Sunday, July 7th through 9th. So if you guys are coming in from out of state, please, please, please come to this festival. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I don't have any questions at the moment. Does anyone want to go on the roundabout and ask a question right now?
I think I've asked all I need to know. I'm really excited about the event myself. I'm like, this is great. It's going to be a fun-filled, packed weekend, we should say. So,
if anyone new that's on the call or listening in knew Perry Ayers, we will be doing a processional on Saturday in a celebration of life for him Saturday at 1 p.m. and we'll just process through the park in dance, in song, in just love and support of him in his beautiful artistic mind. So we'll start at Brother Jeff's cultural stage at 1, and then we will celebrate through the park and end at Joda Village, where there'll be a few performances from an African drum and dance group, as well as some spoken word, just to share his story, his life, and just celebrate him for about an hour, as it is, I think, something needed for everybody. And it's a community event that's free to the public.
Yes.
I love that all of the bases are being touched, from fun to educational and importance.
yes.
While we celebrate our people. I especially really appreciate the youth, and then the topic of health, and not just physical, but mental and
Yep.
visual, because sometimes how we visually see ourselves, emotional, mental, which goes down to our overall health, feeling good, looking good, being good. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly unique. It's certainly unique, and I think as we grow, and I'm hoping that the growth will help us touch a lot of people's lives, newer lives
Yes.
too. I've been watching this festival since I could remember in the 90s. And so I'm hoping that the next group of children, that were in my position in the 90s, years later will be like, oh, I remember that. And it was something to
Mhm.
remember for them or help someone, in that aspect. So, yeah, it's super unique.
Yeah. And I hope more people will come, like who's traveling, especially on those dates, will come and see and enjoy and then spread the word, word of mouth. This is what happens on this time. And so they start making it annually. I'm
Mhm.
sad that I can't be there.
Yeah, I'm sad that
And
you can't be there either. I haven't been to the festival in 2 years. I didn't go last year, but I did go the year before, and it was absolutely amazing. So I'm excited to come back this year and just breathe in the movement, if that makes sense. It's going to be
well,
absolutely amazing.
we will be here another few years. So if you missed it this year, you see you next year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. For
Is
sure.
it the same dates every year?
Yes, we are always the second weekend in July.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yep.
What's the second?
We keep that date historically with the city.
Okay.
So we're pretty much grandfathered in at that time.
Yeah. Sweet.
That's good. It's good to find out I'm actually from New Mexico, so this will be my first time able to.
Oh, yay.
Oh, nice. See?
Yeah, I've
I
never
like
even learned anything, so this is great. I'm thankful for Holly for introducing me, and this will be fantastic. And you're such a breath of fresh air yourself, so I can't
Yes.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yes, for sure. You've
Yeah.
been giving us all the information that we need.
Mhm.
I had a question and it skipped me.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. I hate that. I hate having brain farts. This, and it's not the time for that either. Goodness. So so obviously it's like 3 weeks before. So obviously all the vendor slots have been filled, right? Because I saw something on the page a few days ago that it was like 2 days left to be a vendor. So has that all been filled out since I
Yeah,
last saw that post?
yeah, I think Friday was our last day for vendors to come in, and we were still getting vendors in. First to hear our Saturday headliner. That's my bestie, y'all, from the festival. All up in here supporting me and reminding me of things. I wasn't sure if I should announce that yet. But I guess she's
But
like,
it's
I don't know, can I? I'm gonna have to message her.
Yeah.
She's on here. Just
yeah.
answer when you can. I lost my train of thought.
Friday was the last day for vendors to sign up.
Yes, thank you. Friday was the last day for vendors to sign up. But up until about midnight, we were still getting applications in. So I think right now, if people submit, it will be a wait list. And because people cancel, they can't make it. Life happens. But right now, I think we're in a pretty good position and an exciting position. We have some literary artists coming in, and I think since I've started, probably the most that I have seen, male and female African American literary artists. I think there's one that does children's books, so that's exciting. Coming in, we have some new clothing brand potentially coming in, and a man from out of state coming in. He does his own kente cloth, so that is exciting to have him be part of the festival this year too. As we look through some of the vendor lists, so yeah, some things to look forward to.
That's awesome.
I'm waiting on my yes on whether
I'm waiting for Dana to respond because
I know.
Right?
Let's see. She may have texted me. I don't know.
That's absolutely amazing. Like I said, I can't wait for that weekend. I'm going to be there early to set up my camera and everything. But
So I can announce who the national act is. It's a all-female band. Is that clue? All-female band. They had the tune, I got a meeting in the ladies' room. I got
Yeah.
a
Climax.
Yes. So Climax will be there on Saturday evening. So we're super excited to host them at the festival. And then Sunday is going to be one of Colorado's own. He's from Colorado Springs or lives in Colorado Springs. It's Tony Exum. And his violinist, let me get his name.
Oh, he plays the violin. Sorry, guys. There's something about instruments for me.
Sax. He plays the sax, I believe. He'll be here Sunday, but then he'll have a violinist here with him as well. I'm in search of the name. I'm sorry. Really quick.
Okay, I'm gonna go on a quick tangent. I absolutely love the saxophone, guys. That there's something about jazz and that instrument. Like, I love the
I used
saxophone.
to be in band, so I feel you. It's great.
It's Tony Exum and Dominique Hammonds. So you can find them on YouTube. Beautiful violinist, and there he goes, Dominique Hammonds. He does the violin, and then Tony Exum plays the sax. So you can find them online or on YouTube if looking at it. But Climax is Saturday, and then Tony Exum and Dominique will close the festival on Sunday.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it.
Absolutely
Climax
love
is gonna
that.
be bomb, y'all. I used to have their album. That's to show my age. I used to have their album, vinyl.
Go
I
shoot.
love it.
Mhm.
Absolutely love it. So I'm gonna ask one more question before we go on another commercial break. Do you guys need any volunteers to help with like the cleanup for the 3 days, or yeah, that's mostly it. It's just be there or be square.
Yes, we are always looking for volunteers to help support B Square, exactly. We're always looking for volunteers for the festival to help support cleanup, maintenance, staff our gates, just be helpful and be the face of the organization. With the amount of people that come through that park, the small leadership team that we have can't do it all. And so our volunteers are tremendous to the support and just overall feel of a festival, and people can get assistance right away there. You can sign up to be a volunteer at cobath.org. You just go under the volunteer tab, and then you can sign up there. We're always looking for more people to help support over the weekend.
Nice.
Show up, show out, support.
Mm-hmm.
Like they said, be there, be square.
Yeah.
And groups, and if you have a group, you have a leadership group, or you're just part of a community group, those are helpful because you guys come in the masses. So, sign up as a group and, help us with the festival that weekend.
That's great.
Perfect. Well, guys, we will be right back after this commercial from Love Shacks. Alrighty, welcome back to Morning Mimosas. We are sitting here with the Black Arts Festival Logistics Coordinator, Jaleesa. Um, my next question actually has to do with, because I'm actually on the website, the scavenger hunt that happens during the festival. Now, how does that take place with such a large festival like that?
So typically we either give a vendor or a certain area where we want people to interact. They get a historical question and then they go to that booth and then they answer the question. They'll stamp it off and then take it back to the info booth for some sort of giveaway or something like that. It's related to all things the festival, essentially. And some people play along with it. Kids play along with it. Some adults interact with it. So it's super cool with the scavenger hunt. It's great.
That is amazing. If no one has a question, I have another one. Because you guys also, and I don't want to say this incorrectly. Is it the Boogaloo?
Boogaloo.
The Boogaloo. I was gonna say it like that the second time. Celebration parade. Now, what does that entail? And when does that take place?
Yeah, so I'll be completely transparent. This year, we put the Boogaloo Celebration Parade on hold. We did it because we definitely want to rethink the celebration and the parade. It was very near and dear to our founder, and we want to do it right if we're going to host the parade like that. And so we want to make sure that the experience we're providing is worthwhile for everyone involved. So this year we're just taking a break from it. But it has been traditional to the festival for years. But this year in particular, there was a need for it to just be on pause, just so that we can make sure we're delivering the experience that's needed for everybody involved, participants, those watching, the community. We need to make sure it's worthwhile to shut those streets down. To do it. So it is on pause this year, but next year it'll definitely be back on and in full force. Last year we had the New Orleans, the Black Indians come in from New Orleans, which was really cool. They had their band, their brass band, and then the Indians came in their nice traditional garb and celebrated with us through the parade. We have a few of the drum and drill and dance teams that participated, car clubs, community groups. So we have a good number of people, but we definitely want to grow it more in the years to come.
That's good.
Yeah.
I
I love
absolutely.
how everything is intentional.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For the best and not just putting something out there. I love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, it's important. We're not in a space anymore where we can just do things just to do it.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be intentional, and we have to be intentional in order to grow and sustain as an organization.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of our decisions, a lot of the things that we do are part of that growth and sustaining and just driving new people and continuing to keep our old people engaged with the festival.
Perfect.
I love it. I love it. Like I said, this is going to be an exciting event that's taking place in 3 weeks, guys. And I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm truly honored to be interviewing someone from the festival. Didn't think that this interaction would take place, but here we are today, and it's going to be, like I said, an amazing thing. So my next question has to do with rain, shine, snow, because Colorado is unpredictable. It could snow in July if it wanted to. So does the festival take place whether rain, snow, or have you guys ever came across a situation where you guys had to cancel it one year?
Oh,
at any
yeah.
point in time?
Like you said, Colorado weather is super unpredictable. And we will try to go rain or shine so long as the safety of the participants and those volunteering or involved are safe. And so if it's like torrential downpour and electricity at that point is at risk, or lightning, then we'll shut the festival down temporarily see if the weather passes. If it passes, we'll just start back up again like we never left, you know.
That's good.
There's certainly adjustments that need to be made, but it is pretty much rain or shine unless it's like completely, we just cannot operate. We will still continue to operate for the community at that point.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is absolutely beautiful. You two ladies, you guys have any questions for her at this time?
No, I love that everything was answered. I'm like fully satisfied and sad that I'm not going to be able to be there
Oh man, well, we will miss you.
next year.
Yes.
Yes,
We'll have to
next
make
year.
you make it.
Next year, we'll always be here. Just remember, if you want to learn more that's going on with the festival, learn about some of our vendors coming in, you can just follow us on Facebook at Colorado Black Arts Festival. We also have an Instagram, which is Black Arts Festival. If you're interested in following, so you can like, subscribe, and get information on what's taking place at the festival. We'll also provide some live updates on those pages for folks, especially weather. If need be. And then also feel free to visit our website as we start to update the things that are going on in the next couple of weeks. Feel free to go there and, you know, sign up to be a volunteer or just check in with the page to see what's happening.
And I will make sure to put all of that information in the description. But we are going to take our last and final commercial break, and then we're going to head out here in a few minutes. But we're going to do our last commercial break, and I'm actually going to just go ahead and say who it is. It is our Lili's business, Be Divine. And here she goes. Of course.
Love it, love it, love it.
I like that throwover, that black hoodie, the long one.
Yeah.
That's completely my style all the way, with some boots in the fall and call it a day.
And
I
if you
like
guys
that.
would like, you can get a good 15% off of a $25 purchase with using Divine 15 at checkout. So that's just a special for y'all for tuning in today to Morning Mimosas. So
Boom.
Me
Okay.
writing that down right now.
and if you need it, message me. Message Holly. We'll get a hold of each other somehow.
Okay. Sounds good.
I absolutely love it.
Mhm.
Well, welcome back to Morning Mimosas. You guys see us, having a little bit of girl chatter here. You guys know how we do. We are speaking with Miss Jaleesa of the Colorado Black Arts Festival. We are winding down to like the last few minutes, so I just wanted to ask you guys if you guys had any final thoughts about the festival. I can go first if you guys want me to, but I don't like to be selfish. So anybody want to speak first?
I think she's went ahead and answered all my questions. So still the shine, girl.
Well, I'm just going to say I'm completely looking forward to the festival. Like I said, Morning Mimosas will be there on location on July 8th. We will be going live exactly at 11 in the morning. So you guys will catch a glimpse of all the wonderful things that are going to be going on during the festival. Yeah, we're going to sit for a little bit, but we're going to walk around. We're going to take a look at all the amazing things and capture the movement, capture the beauty of it all. So I just wanted to go ahead and say that. I'm excited for that. Got my, I shined my camera and my tripod. So yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
We can chill over. I forgot to mention, we have a beer garden, just one that you can lay back, listen to some music, hang out, enjoy the evening and the day, and then go walk around.
With that being said, are there any black breweries? I'm interested.
I think that's something we definitely can research and work on and open to that. Here in Denver, it's few in between, but definitely open to that. We have our donor or our sponsor for the festival with Coors. So they supply a lot of our items for alcoholic beverages, which is helpful for the festival.
Are there any other vendors or sponsors that you would like to shout out?
Good one.
That is a
I was
good
going to ask that
one.
too. This is a good one.
You know what? I don't think that, SCFD for sure, they definitely came in. The Community Acts Fund has been tremendous to the support of the festival. We have our returning sponsors with Denver Theater District, which is supporting a lot of our festival aesthetics during that time. So I would say those for sure. And then Brother Jeff's Cultural Center. Brother Jeff has been very supportive of the festival over the years, and a huge community activist. Everyone knows of Brother Jeff, and he's been involved with the festival for so long. Another shout out, an important member. And then, I want to shout out just the team. The team of the Colorado Black Arts Festival, our coordinators, EDs, everyone that has taken the time over the last few months to help plan the festival and actually return every single year. I would definitely like to give a shout out and a huge thank you to them for all of their support over the years.
Shout out to you guys.
The people behind putting it together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It takes a team.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I am super duper excited once again. We are going to go ahead and close out, but we had the beautiful opportunity to speak with the Black Arts Festival logistics coordinator, Jaleesa. And like I said, this is Morning Mimosas, but before I do all of that, we are going to formally welcome Lily to Morning Mimosas as our co-host. We are really glad to have you on as not only just as the co-host, but an actual friend to me.
Yes.
So
I'll be a friend to whoever needs it because I'll support you, I promise.
She's really, really good with that. But as you guys know, this is Morning Mimosas. Thank you, Black Arts Festival, for allowing little old me to infiltrate. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. That's my legal jargon. You know me, I'm going to start my legal career, so I had to, throw that in there. But thank you guys for allowing me the honor to interview you guys, especially you, Miss Jaleesa. Thank you so much for your insight. But this is Morning Mimosas, where we put value in criminal justice. We promote healing and education for our Black community. You guys stay tuned. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, humans.